Making the lives of others a little bit better and a little easier is something I've always been passionate about. When I was in high school, I was the friend who would bring in 2-layer homemade birthday cakes. And in college, I was the mom figure who taught and initiated 18 pledges into my business fraternity, Alpha Kappa Psi. So this picture that you see here is a picture of myself as well as 2 of my pledges who were initiated that day. Now, when I tell you that entire week, I could not stop smiling. I was so excited and I was so happy for them. That's the same way I felt once I had accepted my offer to Intel full-time. You know, the idea of being at Intel with some of the best and brightest people on earth was thrilling, and at the same time it was really intimidating. All that kept going through my mind was, how can someone like me, an entry-level person, you know, the ink on my diploma is still drying, I have like no corporate experience, how can someone like me help amazing people like this? Little did I know I was about to get a lesson in what it really means to support others. Going into my second rotation, with customer care, I had no idea what to expect whatsoever. And the confused looks and kind of blank stares that I got from my fellow pathwayers weren't very helpful either. Sorry, guys. But nonetheless, I held my naive head up high and I fully committed to the challenge. I didn't realize then that I was basically signing up to be an HR gladiator, taking on the most complex employee issues that Intel has to offer with 4 months of experience in the company. But after a couple of months working in the group, I was feeling comfortable enough, considering that everyone around me had been in the group at least 8 years, and I decided to take on some issues by myself. I said, you know what, Etolia, you can do this. Jason's issue seemed simple enough. He was being taxed out of California when he was actually living and working in New York. Simple, straightforward, right? No, absolutely not. I was completely wrong. And once I got really involved in his case, I was able to see the different contributing factors that came into play there. He was working out of a virtual sales office. The sales office number wasn't showing up in the registry. The sales office number, once I found it, was 6 digits long, which was brand new, and CEDIS, our employee database, wasn't able to support that. To top it all off, this was during tax season, so we didn't have a lot of time to play around with this at all. Just thinking about Jason's dilemma right now still makes my head spin a little bit. Payroll was completely backed up with document requests. They weren't sure when they'd be able to get the documents, the W-2 forms, out to him. And IT was completely at a loss on how to resolve this problem with CEDIS. Every time a new virtual sales office was created and that 6-digit number was entered into that database, the system would break down and a few people from the IT team would have to go in there and manually fix it. Now that's something that was just not going to work long term, so we really needed to come to a solution there. So through countless emails and phone conferences, IM sessions, somehow we were able to come to a resolution with IT, and I was able to get Jason the documents he needed from payroll. It wasn't pretty, but we got it done. What I took from this experience overall was that, you know, being a support system, it's more than just being there to listen and do what's asked of you. It's more than being able to make somebody smile. It's about really being dedicated and disciplined enough to resolve a problem and also figure out how we're going to prevent it from happening in the future. My work allowed employees to focus on what matters most, moving Intel forward to the next big thing, not some crazy payroll issue.